I want to do make or break, but for the NBA players.
Mm.
We got some NBA players, and it's weird because make or break for NBA, it's very like you could have a lot of different like scenarios.
Mm.
Like NFL is kind of like obvious. Like, are you gonna be who you were supposed to be this year or not?
Yeah.
And you can have those type of players in the NBA, but then you also have like, I mean, let's go down the list. Like, so the first player I have is Lamelo Ball.
Sure.
My reasoning for him is simply just not being on the court. He's played
Yeah, that's big.
he's played 58 games in the last 2 seasons.
Really.
So he's only played 58 more games than Lonzo Ball in
True.
the last 2 seasons. Like, I mean, like this injury, the injury bug in his family is definitely a problem. But I mean, you get LaMelo on the court. I think, I mean, every year he statistically, you know,
Gets better.
gets better, has gotten better. Now it's
Yeah.
becoming a smaller and smaller, you know, whatchamacallit to work with. But
Yeah.
I would say make terms of make or break when it's, look, you're supposed to be a guy, the guy for us. You haven't played in you haven't played a full year in 2 years.
Yeah.
I know we aren't the best, but can you get us in the playoffs? Can we have
Yeah.
some fun?
Yeah.
Can we
And
see
I
you
mean,
on the court?
I think for his sake, he wants to have a full season. He wants to prove who he is as a player. Because
Mm,
I mean, we get little short bursts of him, and I mean, I'm not saying anyone can be that good for that long or for that short amount of time, but I don't know. He kind of gets away with things that maybe someone who played a full 82 game season wouldn't get away with. We don't really see those dips in production.
mm-hmm.
So we just see his good or bad. But um, yeah, I don't know. I hope he's on the court because he's a great player. Um, lived up to his hype or whatever hype he had or whatever. Probably exceeded it because I don't think many people expected him to.
I mean,
I mean,
I,
early days.
I honestly can't remember what people expected from LaMelo. By the time he got to the league, I feel like it was like, oh yeah, no,
No,
bro's
yeah.
nice.
By the time he got to the league, it was like, yeah,
Bro's
we're.
nice.
But when he was playing for the Lithwara Penguins in Australia, it was like, this is weird.
Yeah, there were definitely some conversations about that, but I
Sure.
mean, I just think like I said, we just need bro on the court.
Yeah.
You need we need Trey. I'm about to say Trey Young. We need Lamelo. That's
And
episode.
he's
That's
only
part two
22.
for make or
So
break. My
he's only
next
22
guy,
years old. Jesus Christ.
is Bam.
Adebayo.
Now
Uh,
I know this might sound weird. Why I have Bam on the make or
and
break
I
list.
think it's weird more so now because he was on that Olympic team, but
Doesn't matter.
I don't think it matters either. And I think that, yes, Bam should be in a make or break type of year.
The reason he's in a make or break is because it's kind of like I said in the beginning. Are you going to be this guy that you can and could be, or are you just going to continue to be
Yeah.
who you are now? Which
How
is,
long is your career going to be based off of how good you can be?
see, my thing with Bam is, and I've said this 100 times in this podcast, and I honestly took advantage of this segment to say it again. Because I fuck with Bam. I want him to take that next step in his game
Yeah.
where he just, I mean, he's okay. So he's 6'9". He's Miami's center,
Center.
but he does not have the offensive bag to, I mean,
Score.
to score, especially if you're gonna have anybody that's gonna keep up with him defensively.
Agreed.
Because at that point it's just going,
Yep.
that's all you're gonna get, or a fucking putback. Like I'm saying, like
Yep.
if he could formulate some type of
Maybe a mid-range shot.
dude, I was just about to say some type of midi pull up,
Yeah.
just be able to put the ball on the court for a couple seconds.
Yep.
And get something done.
Stop trying to throw it up. Also, I mean, you're in a league now where you're playing against a bunch of huge centers.
Yes.
And you're not going to be able to play the same type of center position that Embiid plays.
And they're
or that
so
Giannis plays.
These 7-foot guys are so versatile.
Dude. And you have someone who's LeBron's height and not very versatile.
No, so you have to have some type of advantage.
You have to have Tim Duncan, this is my shot, this is my move. I'm doing
Something.
that. He's got
And
no signature, nothing. He
no,
averages a few points, averages a decent amount of rebounds, and is a decent part of this Heat team, but
like
it's nothing special.
if he could just somehow, like I said, just get a couple hot spots inside that arc where
Yeah.
you could cook.
Yeah.
And,
Find
and
your spot.
you got to get an advantage because when it comes down to it, you're gonna have to clash with these bigs, these
Huge
big
boys.
bigs.
Yeah.
And if you can't take jump to that next level, it's fine because
Maybe we see the Bam Bam Bank shot.
Bam is obviously, like you said, like the man's a gold medalist. He's an Olympian. He's been to the finals multiple times. He's done what he's done.
Sure.
But he's and I mean, even on the defensive side, it's like he's never going to be a DPOY.
No.
The older he gets, he's just going to become an older Draymond, where it's like, yeah, you're 6'9", and you're not going to be able to guard any of these versatile bigs.
And you've never been able to score.
God, dude, that's the problem. It's like even in a like prime Draymond, at least you could hit bro.
You could
on
get
the
12 from
perimeter
him,
and he
yeah,
fucking chuck that bitch up. Like I just wish Bam.
Hey, I mean, Bam
give
averaged
me
19 last year and shot 50 from the field, but
yes. But
he's
do you know what his field is? I mean, his
yeah,
field is not
it's
that
2
far
feet.
from the rim.
But it's also, I mean, he's basically the number 2 on this team.
Yeah.
So, like, what they expected him to be on this team is not what he is.
But
He's
at the
not.
same
He's not a
time,
dominant center like a lot of these guys in the league.
if you put some 7-foot guy next to Bam,
Yeah.
he would be such a
He'd be
clog
cooked.
he'd be such a clog at the 4.
Yeah.
It wouldn't even be funny.
No.
And that's all I want from Bam. I want him to just take that next step.
Yeah,
That's
he's
all I
still
want.
good, but
Yes.
he's not.
He's not
Yeah.
at that. There is a
Apparently, defensively, he's good. I mean, he's always in the DPOY, and he was defensive
he's
first team
always
this year.
in the race.
Yeah.
But I'm saying winning it is
Yeah.
a whole different
Definitely.
conversation. I think Wembanyama's probably got that on lock. Probably, for the
Wemby's got
however
next
many
year's
years.
on lock. He probably should have won it this year, but you got Rudy Gobert.
But that's what I'm saying, Devin. What is Bam going to do with Vic?
Well, I mean, what is the league gonna do with Vic? But Bam's not doing dick.
Okay, I could. Joel, Jokic, they're gonna be able to bang with him.
Maybe,
what the fuck is Bam going to do with Vic?
Nothing.
And if he could be able to put that ball on the court and keep Vic on his toes a little bit, maybe. But if the ball's past the Bam, Vic knows what's gonna happen. Vic just
Yep.
Go ahead.
Try
Go
me,
ahead.
bitch.
And it's over.
Yeah.
That's all it's going to be.
Yeah. Agreed.
My next guy is pretty obvious. It's Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, this is a big one, and hopefully it gets broken.
Because I've came down to the conclusion that he was probably the most protected player of all time in San Antonio until he got asked to become the number 1 option and could not fulfill those.
And then faked an injury.
Yes, got the wishy-washy. You want to talk Mickey? That Finals MVP that he got as a Spur.
In San Antonio, yeah. It's the
then,
same way if like Iguodala like went on to like lead a team.
Oh well,
but not really.
If he could have like the luckiest run in
exactly
NBA history, which is what Kawhi had in 2019 with Toronto.
Yes.
You take those 2 elements of his career away, and he
is nothing.
He might be the NBA's Anthony Richardson.
Sure.
And
just kind of.
There is no kind of. The man does not play basketball.
Oh, you mean in that aspect? Yes.
That's what I mean. I mean,
yes.
it's like if you got him on the court, it'd be awesome.
Pretty good.
But is he ever going to play?
But also,
fucking know.
When he's on the court, I'm not sure how high his peak is. It's pretty decent.
At this point or ever?
At this point, it's not good. But ever, it's like, again, got lucky a few times.
Yeah, but now you kind of flush this Clippers team out, and it's like now we're going to next year where it's like, all right, it's you and James. It's like, what are y'all
Yeah.
gonna do? What are y'all gonna cook
Nothing.
up?
They're gonna complain to each other the whole time.
And I can tell you right now,
Like, hey, I don't know if y'all know this or not, but my name is Paul George, and Kawhi is a funny dude.
I don't think James Harden's gonna sit there and be like, oh, we all know Kawhi's the guy.
No,
So
James
it's
is
like
not that type of.
Kawhi, you better get your shots when
I
you
want to see
can.
James resurge. I know he said all that like, hey, I'm not the same guy who's dropping 40 and shit. I want to see James have a good
That's
finish
fine
to
though.
his
I think
career.
if James Harden's drop off is still like being able to put up 25 and 10,
It's cool.
it's like I'm not mad at that.
No, but I want to see James be James. He's a good player.
That's not realistic. That's like me being like, I want to see Russell Westbrook be 2017 Russell
Steph is
Westbrook.
still Steph.
He plays a very different type of game, Devin,
A little bit different, not really.
than James Harden and Russell Westbrook.
Well, definitely than Russ. James
No,
does
than
play a different
James
game.
Harden.
That's true.
I mean, very, very, very different. Very different. It's just, yeah, no, you're. I feel you. I
What
feel
about
you.
LeBron?
I
LeBron
want
plays
to.
a crazy game.
That's those.
LeBron is an anomaly.
You are comparing in the most literal way oranges to apples.
I am
Because there's which I never
a
understood
black
that,
apple.
and I'm not going to get into that phrase because that phrase makes no sense. There's a lot of
What do you mean?
there's a lot of similarities between orange and an apple. Um, you know,
Well, more than other things,
they're
yes.
both fruits. They're both round. They both grow. You can cut them into slices and eat them. You can peel them. There's so many. I mean, they both have seeds. Like you can. There's so many like things you can compare about an orange and an apple, and they have similarities. So I don't understand why people say that so much. But my last guy is Klay Thompson.
Now, it's pretty hard to put your pecker in an apple.
How do you know? We got Klay Thompson.
Not really. No.
So if I
I think
said
this is like to be like I don't know.
if I said to you, you had a player where the question was, what can you do outside of the only system you've ever been used to playing in?
That is true.
What will this team ask for you?
But
And
Luka
also,
and Kyrie are always a good scapegoat, you know?
but at the same time, so is Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
And the question is, will you be able to do enough, but at the same time, not too much that hurts Dallas?
I don't think we'll fear him doing too much. I think the bigger fear is him not doing enough. There is a world in which he doesn't do much.
When I say too much, I mean taking
Or, yeah,
12.
just takes up space and takes shots away from Kyrie and Luka.
Yeah, I mean going 0 for 11.
That is a waste.
I mean, that would be when I say doing too much, that it's hurting. It's you're taking too many shots and missing way too many shots. When you were supposed to come on this team and kind of just be a guy to stand there and knock down a shot every time it got to you.
Yeah.
Which seems like will be the plan when the direction for Dallas should have been, let's get a guy who can play two-way on the wing or on the perimeter. And they kind of went
But,
older veteran that's going to be a spot-up shooter.
I mean, this could work too. You never know. But it's not as good as a DeMar DeRozan pickup would have been.
Well, I'm not going to say it wouldn't have been better, but I don't think DeMar would have been the answer. I think you honestly
Paul
less.
George was the guy?
No, like just less. Like honestly, a smaller name, just like
Jeremy Lamb.
just a guy that. Yeah, bro just retired. I think him and Tavon they announced their retirement together.
Jeremy Lamb, not Lynn.
That's who I'm talking about, Jeremy Lamb.
Oh, he retired?
You talking about bro? You talking about that shot in Charlotte? Yeah, bro just retired like 3 or 4 days ago.
I had no idea. I just said the name just for fun.
But no, I mean, but see, that's what I mean. If you look at Lamelo, Bam, Kawhi, and Klay, Lamelo, young, a lot of expectations, hasn't been healthy in the last couple of years. What is he going to be able to do when he gets back on the court? Bam, can he elevate his game, or is he going to be the same Bam? Kawhi,
Yep.
will he ever get back on the court? Klay Thompson, you're in a completely brand new system that you've never left the system that you have been accustomed to in that has helped you win 4 championships, and you are now joining a team that desperately is begging for a championship.
Yeah.
What are you going to provide? I think those are 4 different make or break scenarios.
Yep.
I think that's.
And I think all of them are going to be broken.
Really.
Maybe one might not.
You think all of them are going to be broken?
No, LaMelo's good.
I think LaMelo's all right. And I think I don't know. I don't know what to expect from Bam. Kawhi, I think we all know what to expect from Kawhi.
Bam Monte.
Klay, I think we'll figure out pretty quick whether which that could be, up or down, positive or negative.
Klay won't be hard to get a read on.